Brics is going to have a huge announcement in the coming year, in the year 2024, regarding the currency of Brics. Now, from which founding members this news came, and what are the impacts, both negatively and positively? These are some of the questions that I am going to answer in this presentation. Hello, I am Mahlet Ayele, your host at Connect Africa, bringing you the latest from the continent. Stay with me, and we will look at those questions. So before I start, please, if you're not a family yet, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. And I wouldn't say give it a like. You can wait until the end so that you know whether this is something relevant for you, but share the information and the knowledge to your network, please. Yeah, thank you. So let's go ahead straight to the news. So this announcement came actually from the former President Putin's advisor, who happens to be both a politician and an economist, who said that BRICS currency is almost ready and it only need political consent. Well, if that is achieved, BRICS currency is ready to be announced in the year 2024. That's what he said. So as we all remember, the new members of the BRICS during the 15th BRICS summit, who joined in the summit where it was held in August in South Africa, in the end of August. There were 6 members added besides the 5 founding members. So these are Egypt and Ethiopia from Africa, and we have from the Middle East, Saudi Arabia and Argentina, and then we have Saudi Arabia and United Arab Emirates. Forgive my geography, and we have Argentina from the Latin America. So these are the 6, all of them powerful countries, regardless of what kind of challenges that they are facing internally, but yet really potential geopolitically and in terms of an aspiring developing, in the development of their economy. Now, just to remind you, so BRICS has expanded from 5 to 11, but their official membership is yet to be officially started in January 2024. So the 15th BRICS summit, there were 2 main agenda. One is the expansion of BRICS summit. I mean, more than 70 applications have been received by the BRICS founding members, and only these 6 countries have been approved. But it's most likely to expand even more in the global size. So BRICS is it's mostly it's a global south bloc, and it's both geopolitically and also economically. I mean, first and foremost, it's established for it's known for its economical bloc, but it's also a geopolitics bloc, as opposed to the one we know of the G20. Well, the G20 has just approved the AU membership permanent seat, but still that doesn't mean anything. So from the 2 agendas, there were BRICS currency and BRICS, the expansion of BRICS. So the 15th BRICS summit, the one in South Africa, it was a very much anticipated summit. We have seen a lot of bullies against South Africa, but South Africa have beautifully hosted this summit, and successfully, we can say. So it has really represented the continent, and the agenda was also BRICS and Africa. So it was really well represented and well done by South Africa. So one of the aims, the main agenda has been delivered, which is the expansion of BRICS. But the currency, as you have seen, there was a lot of bully from the US, which did not like the way BRICS was going, even on South Africa. They have put a lot of pressure. It's not our agenda for today, so I'm not gonna get into it. But so the currency agenda was not really, they did not achieve yet to say this is the currency we are going to use, whether it's a new one or there are adopting any of those founding members. So we don't know. So it's kind of postponed, but I'm sure behind the scene they have, taken, or they have discussed deeply what to be done and what to decide next. And India, we have seen it has been against it, meaning, to have, it was not yet ready to give up the US dollar. So the man who announced this information that the Brics currency is almost ready, it only need political consent. It's Sergey Glazyev. He's from Russia, former President Putin's advisor. He's an economist and politician as well. So he said most likely in the 16th Brics summit in 2024, it will be announced, and Russia is taking the chairmanship in 2024. Now, we will see. That's something yet to see, whether they're going to adopt one of them, yuan, or I don't know. India also wants its rubles. Or they will continue with the existing Western currencies, like the US dollars and euro. We don't know, but most likely it's going to change. This currency is going to be changed definitely, unless we see another bullying, another pressure by the West. Now, who supports this currency change to adopt another one, to have an alternative other than the dominating one? Russia definitely is on the board, China as well, South Africa. So there are two, they did not mention by name, but out of the 5, there are 2 of them did not approve yet. But it's most likely Brazil and India for sure. It is because we have heard prior to the last summit that India said, after Prime Minister Modi has visited the US, that he announced that India is not ready to give up US dollars. That's probably what he has cooked with President Biden in his meeting, an extravaganza one, by the way, with Biden. So that's what came out. India is, and Brazil also kind of play in the middle. So India also don't like, it's in competition with China. They don't like the China's dominancy in Africa, for example, and in the world. They're not, China has definitely much of the trade, in the world with the Middle East and everything, but they are not ready to say we're gonna use. So they don't want to jump from one dominant currency to another one, which can be a case for every member, but it's in a different way. Russia's motivation and intention comes from a different place. So because India don't want to lose that space, playing loyal for both for the West and then for the global South. That's where it wants, and it wants to be. It's in competition in China. Let's put it in black and white. That's what it is. So this is what actually I got. India may support Brics to weaken the importance of the US dollar, but it may not be comfortable with the Chinese renminbi gaining currency. So now, let's talk about, before we talk about what is the impact, the negative one, let's talk about the positive one, what it means for the old and new Brics membership. First of all, the new membership is it's Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, as we said, Ethiopia and Egypt from Africa with big economies, big population, and then we have Argentina, and then we have Iran, by the way, which I forgot to mention. So they're like 7, aren't they? Or is my maths bad? No, they're 6. Okay. So now Saudi Arabia and Russia being in the same blocks, Saudi Arabia and China. Saudi Arabia is the biggest oil exporter and China is the biggest oil importer. Now those two in the block, it means by itself, and ditching dollar, the US dollar, that by itself will bring a huge shift in the financial sector. And also Saudi Arabia and Russia, these two being in the in BRICS, both are members of OPEC, a group of major oil producers. So Russia, up until the Ukraine-Russia war, where the Nord Pipe was hit deliberately by the US, to weaken Russia, it was the producer and the main provider was Europe in terms of energy and oil. So, but today, actually, there's a leaked information Europe, or yesterday, that came out. Europe has been buying secretly gas, whatever, energy from Russia. At the same time, they are also looking for the energy from Africa. I mean, you have seen all their prime ministers and leaders running around doing their shuttle diplomacy in Africa. Now, China, India, Russia, and Iran, these are also big one, in energy, in drone, in innovation, different kinds of business in import and export. So they are really powerful countries. And now, as we speak, after, since the last summit, actually countries are going unilaterally and, just deciding to do their international trade without US dollar and without euro. For example, we have India and Tanzania doing business with their local currencies. I mean, it's about $6 billion business annually these two countries have. So just imagine what it means. Now, the impacts of this paradigm shift from the Western currency to the BRICS currency. Now, first of all, there are 10 sectors in the US likely to be affected, and that directly affects from the bank to the financial sector, and then directly to losing demand in dollar will make a crisis. These 10 areas, according to research, these 10 areas are most likely to be affected: the global financial system, the banking and finance, energy and commodity markets, international trade and investment, capital markets, consumer goods and retail, production and consumption, technology, fintech, government and policy, travel, and tourism. Basically, everything will be affected. Now, what do we have? The commonalities between these members of the BRIC, whether it is the old one or the new one, we see this. First of all, they all advocate, they agree that this unipolar world should be changed, and they all advocate for multipolar world, and they all disdain to the US dollars, and they are impacted by the sanctions of the US-led West whenever something happens, even, not liking, the regime that is ruling in the country. US have every kind of sanctions and pressures applying to countries. I mean, it's just acting unilaterally, doing what it wants, whether it is the United Nations or the G20, it just doesn't matter. US is dictating the whole thing. So they're just tired of that, and they have been impacted. They have been a victim of that. So they have that, thing lying there, which makes them to look for an alternative. So they all agree on that one, and they all so that will lead to aspire to end the US dollar dominancy in the international trade, and they want to use also their currency for international trade, so they will not be affected whenever they are denied loans, and then when they ask restructuring, that they have been denied, funds are denied. All this need to end, and for that they want this alternative to work. Finally, I have before I leave, I have a question for you. Now, what do you think is the most likely BRICS member currency would be used as the bloc's currency, as the BRICS currency, if they are going to pick from one of the members. It will not forget the new members. It will be from the founding ones, from Brazil, Russia, China, India, and South Africa. Which one will be the which ones they're going to pick? Secondly, do you support a total new a total new BRICS currency, or do you think that each of them have to trade with their own local currency, or continue with the dominating one with the US dollar and euro? What's your view? Please share that in the comments section, and we will take it further. Thank you very much for tuning in, and that was it for tonight with regards to BRICS and its huge announcement with regards to BRICS currency. Thank you very much again, for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe, and if you like the information what we bring you here, give it a like, and then please share. Let's empower each other with information and knowledge. As I say, Chinese yuan, of course, is saying Atantuka. The second, Tariq Ali, peace and blessings from here as well. Thank you, my brother. Catherine Herman, this is good, but it would have been great if the all African states, the AU currency is something else. You know how slow it is. So that's also a thing. Please comment if you think that first AU should have its own currency. And how fast, how effective will that be? It's a question by itself. Or should it be no currency at all? Should they use gold, digital currency? Anything, any knowledge that you have, please throw it in. It doesn't mean that when I come here, I know everything. My presentation here is based on purely as per my reading, and that can be limited. I cannot read and research everything. So my reading is committed. So I am here also to learn from you. So I value in each and everyone's comment here. Thank you, my brother Atantuka. So I will see you on the next one. Yet there's another one. The Czech Prime Minister Petr Fiala is in Ethiopia, and there are many other European leaders doing their shuttle diplomacy. What is going on? I'm going to come up with that in the next 2 hours. So tune in, subscribe, and ciao for now. Bye.